What's up, guys? Welcome back to Newswave. We have some stuff to get into today. One story is actually an update about the FTC warnings. Do you remember when that happened, when the FTC warned some companies about their warranty policies being anti-consumer? Well, looks like two of those companies so far have actually responded. We also have to get into a game that I'm really excited for coming over, one to the Switch, but now it's getting a physical release. I know some people are like, physical, but this is actually really cool because it's a smaller indie title that kind of made its way up through early access and is coming out, and it's a great game. I've played it, and Evan is having a blast with it as well. Now, we're going to talk about a few of the smaller pieces of news. The first one is an adjustable charge stand from Nintendo. So it's going to be licensed, at least by Nintendo, officially licensed accessory, which, remember that warranty information where if you use an accessory that's not licensed by them, you are out of warranty? Well, they changed that. But here is the adjustable stand. It's coming out July 13th. They sent this press release out just throughout the day yesterday. It went out to a bunch of different places. And here we are, July 13th, $19.99. The stand features a port for the AC adapter on the side, as you can see. And yes, that means it will charge during tabletop mode. Now, of course, there have been several ways that you can do this prior. I would actually use a plastic stand that doesn't actually plug into the Switch, and then I would just run the adapter around through the bottom. This also kind of eliminates the need for that kickstand, which of course isn't the best kickstand, the best way to prop up your Switch. It works, but you can't charge it while it's propped up, and of course it can still technically be knocked over fairly easily. It's not balanced the best, but this is cool to see for people who have wanted a stand but didn't want to buy a third-party one, especially. I get it. There's a lot of fear out there right now with these systems, which seems mostly to be from docks, by the way, but still, I get it. This is officially licensed, so you'll be able to use it without too much worry, and you can now charge your Switch, at least July 13th, over the summer you can, while it's standing up. Also, check this out. Do you remember how we talked about an NES mod or hack that was going on before Nintendo shut it down that was attempting to turn Breath of the Wild into just a straight-up 8-bit NES game? Well, Nintendo Wire went a little further and kind of put it on the Game Boy Color to an extent. It seems to be mostly a video that they created, kind of giving, I guess, a proof of concept look, kind of what it would look like, and you're seeing some of it here, and this is a really cool idea. I like kind of these demakes of games just to see how they would run on, obviously, archaic hardware. But the Game Boy Color was a great system, and to see kind of the audio be done like chiptune style, and of course to see the visuals reimagined in that 8-bit style on the Game Boy Color is really cool. This is not an actual game or anything. It's just a video that they made. However, I have a feeling there's going to be somebody out there who feels some inspiration from this video, or at least the idea. Don't be surprised if you see or hear about a ROM hack doing this for the Game Boy Color in the future, because it looks pretty fun and it looks like a cool idea. And you know how the modding, the hacking, the homebrew community can get when they get challenged. They try to live up to that challenge. Now that we have some of the quick news out of the way, we're going to start with the Media Create sales chart. Usually I end with this or put it somewhere in the middle, but this was a very interesting look at sales in Japan because it shows us direct numbers. That's right, direct numbers of Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. And you're going to see it here because it topped the chart. The top 10 go as follows. Tropical Freeze at number 1 at 88,421. That more than doubles, by the way, the Wii U, like the older Wii U Tropical Freeze numbers, because those came in at 35,717 back on the Wii U when it launched, and now, as you can see, 88,000. So yes, the Switch has some massive selling power. If we haven't already figured that out, there was a lot of complaining about Tropical Freeze. Doesn't seem to matter here in the sales charts. I also wonder if that's because a lot of people have bought into the Switch that maybe did not for the Wii U, but the Wii U was actually semi-successful in Japan. Number 2 is that pro baseball game from Konami that we saw last week for the PS4, dropped down to 39,430. It's a drop that we would expect, but that series right there, 164,260 overall so far. The Labo Toy-Con actually stepped up one spot. The Variety Kit up to 32,244, meaning that is actually coming up on 150,000 copies there in Japan. Kirby Star Allies jumped all the way up to number 4, actually, from number 6, 31,377. That is coming up on half 500,000 copies, and it will probably get there next week at this point. Keep in mind, this is the Golden Week in Japan, where sales generally tend to be kind of up for like everything down the chart all the way to the bottom, because a lot of gifts and stuff are being purchased, and just a lot of money is being spent here usually. Splatoon 2 staying in at number 5, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, then God of War. There's Pro Baseball from Konami for the Vita, so there's a Vita game again in the top 10, good to see. And then Snack World for the Nintendo Switch, number 9, followed up by Mario Odyssey rounding out the top 10. As you can see, there is a large Nintendo presence in the top 10 here, with Nintendo having 7 of the top 10 spots. Moving over to hardware, Nintendo Switch had a massive jump up to 53,113. That is up from 38,752 last week, and that's actually up about 6,000 or so units, a little less actually, about 5,200 units up from last year's, which was 47,911 in this same week. Year to date, of course, so far the Switch is coming up on that million mark, and it'll probably be there in the next few weeks. And then the entire lifetime to date is closing in on 4.2 million. The PS4, 34,994. Minor drop, if anything. It might even be within margin of error from last week at 35,009. And it's actually jumped up over last year's by roughly 7,000 units. So last year, it is up. The 3DS, 10,785. A nice little jump there, about 3,000 units. The Vita, 5,502. Another jump there. And then the Xbox One did make its massive leap up the chart. Well, actually, no, it went up 9 units, which I guess is considered margin of error for everything but the Xbox in Japan. So once again, we do see outrage online about Tropical Freeze's pricing, but that's the thing. We hear it online, but it generally does not translate to how the sales charts tend to look. We see this every year with Call of Duty, right? So many people are like, downvote Call of Duty, and then Infinite Warfare ends up being the best-selling game anyway, even though everybody online downvote. Remember that video got downvoted like crazy? It had like 90% dislikes or something, but it still was the best-selling game. That's the thing. You hear it online a lot, and it turns out, yes, online is generally the vocal minority, and that's just the way it is with video games, and this proves it further. Now, I'm curious where it's going to show up in the MPD charts. That's still a ways off, obviously. We're going to be waiting a little while, but hey, big sales there for Tropical Freeze. Again, 7 out of 10 goes to the Nintendo Switch. It was a good week overall for everyone, though. A lot of games were up. Seriously, I mean, even the bottom game, number 20, was Animal Crossing, and that had almost 4,000 units sold. Number 20 was almost 4,000 units. So Nintendo did well, but overall, all video games did well in Japan because Japan was just spending money. Next up, let's talk about the game I mentioned in the beginning of the show, the game that's going to be going to Switch, PS4, and it's going to have physical copies, and that is Dead Cells. Now, if you don't remember, I did a video on this a long time ago, actually. I checked it out on PC in a Spawnwave Plays, and I actually really liked the game. Evan got into it, and he's loving the game. They have done a lot of updates. They actually just did their 7th content update this past week, I believe. So it has changed and morphed dramatically since I played it. And now it is coming to the PS4 and the Nintendo Switch. I remember Twinmotion talked about this, or Motion Twin. They did talk about this on Twitter. I even sent them a tweet when I first played it on PC, and I said, hey, this would make a great portable game for the Nintendo Switch or wherever you want to bring it, but this would be a good game to have on a platform that has been shown to support indie games at this point. And they kind of sent me a message that's like, we'll look into it. Well, here you go. It is coming, and it's physically coming out as well. That was the big thing that did surprise me a bit, and it's great to see that. Again, for an indie developer, it's a big deal to see your game on store shelves, and we're going to see it. And it's coming out apparently in August. So it's going to be leaving early access, and then it's also going to be launching on PS4 and Nintendo Switch physically, and of course digitally. And this is exciting. Great game. I would look into it ahead of time just to see if it's something you would want to play, and then pick it up on whatever system you want, I guess, when it comes out. If you're a console gamer, PS4, Nintendo Switch, I think it's going to make a great Switch game. It's like a 2D side-scrolling roguelike game, and it's very fun. So I would check it out, especially if you're a fan of kind of action platformers where you do kind of upgrade your character, but every time you start, it's kind of a new game over again. So I'd check it out. That's Dead Cells, out August. Next up, let's talk about Steam Link. Kind of. Steam Link is, of course, that little box you can get, and you can put it somewhere in your house, and you can stream your games from your PC to the Steam Link if you have it plugged into your TV. So if you have your rig downstairs, maybe in the basement where you normally play or work, but you have a big TV upstairs and you don't want to have to, either build another computer or drag your rig upstairs, you can connect it to your network, whether it's through wired, or I think you can also do it through wireless in some cases. Most people obviously do wired. But when you do that, you can then just hook up a Steam Link controller and you can just start playing, which is great because then again, you don't have to build a whole nother PC, you just stream it. And for the most part, the latency is actually not terrible. Now, would I tell you to go play a fighting game or something on it? Probably not, but RPGs, even people have had success with things like first-person shooters, surprisingly. So overall, it's pretty good. It just hasn't sold very well. It really hasn't. I remember at one point, they were fire selling these things for like $10 on Steam, and they were still having a hard time, but they are bringing an app now to your cell phone. So you can play your rig, your gaming rig, on your cell phone. It's an app that's coming out May 21st, Android and iOS devices, and as long as you're connected, they said through wired, so I guess if you have like one of those little Android boxes, I guess you could technically use it there as long as you have access to the Play Store, or if you're connected over a 5 gigahertz signal, you can play. So that's kind of a neat idea, I guess, to move it to cell phones. And of course, it will work if you sync up your Steam controller, or of course, you can have like a third-party controller that would sync up as well. Just seems like a way for, I guess, Valve to kind of push the idea out there and also be on your cell phone. So we'll see how it works out, but honestly, if it's just an app you install, I have a feeling it'll probably do better than the Steam Link. Finally, in our last bit of news, let's talk about the news update for the warranty information. Do you remember how the FTC sent out letters telling companies to change their their guidelines for warranties, and the FTC wasn't happy with it? They said it was anti-consumer, and they were threatening things like legal action against them. Well, so far, Nintendo and Sony have actually changed the wording in their warranty to kind of reflect some of the changes the FTC wanted. So let's take a look at Nintendo's statement here. Nintendo builds high-quality products while also striving to exceed expectations when supporting our customers. We continuously review and refine our support policies to ensure they embody that commitment. As part of that effort, we have updated our warranty text to clarify that Nintendo provides warranty service for defects not caused by the user or by other unauthorized acts. Revised warranty terms can be found at support.nintendo.com. These new warranty terms read, this warranty shall not apply if this product has been damaged by products not sold or licensed by Nintendo, including but not limited to adapters, software, and power supplies. Originally, it read that if you just use one of these adapters in some way, your warranty is voided. Now, at least they say if it's been damaged by something that we do not say is licensed or we approve of, then you have an issue. So if you use it and then you find out your Switch is having issues in some other way, maybe I don't know, maybe it stopped reading games or something, it had nothing to do with the power adapter or the dock that you were using, it'll still be covered. So that's good to hear. It's crazy how just a different couple of words, I guess, can affect the entire contract for warranty or terms that they provide. Now let's take a look at Sony's terms that they had to change. Remember, they had an issue with the warranty stickers on the back and a similar thing. This is now what it says. Our previous warranty stated that the warranty does not apply if the product is used with a peripheral that is not supplied or licensed by Sony. Our updated warranty state that the warranty does not apply to damage caused by use of the product with an unlicensed peripheral. Our previous warranty stated that the warranty does not apply if the warranty seal on the product has been altered or removed. Our updated warranty states that the warranty does not apply to damage caused by opening the product or to damage caused by service performed by someone other than a representative of Sony or a Sony authorized service provider. So there we go. No longer is it as cut and dry as, is that sticker not there anymore? Well, if it's not, you're not under warranty. It seems interesting about Sony authorized dealers. I wonder how you would go about verifying that. That's where things can get a little murky, but it's not as cut and dry. Essentially, I guess if your stickers are not there anymore, but it's damaged in some other way, I guess it's still covered. That's where it kind of gets a little bit of a gray area there. Now, I wonder if someone like GameStop, maybe their service and refurbishment centers, would be considered an authorized dealer, an authorized repair center. That's what I'm curious about, because sometimes PS4s get traded in that maybe have issues and it's seriously like a month old and then they resell it to you 2 months later. You should still technically be in that 1-year warranty period. So that's what I'm curious about, but they have at least changed the terms to where it is technically more in favor of the consumer. But we'll see what happens when people get these issues and they fall in line with being on the side of the warranty, and we'll see what Sony or Nintendo even tries to do, because I've told you guys, companies try to kind of wiggle their way out of the warranty if they can. It's not surprising. Mostly every company tries to do that, but at least the wording has been altered for the FTC to approve of it. And again, it's better for consumers. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for Newswave today. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, guys. Really helps out. If not, hit the dislike. Leave a bunch of comments down below about everything we talked about today, whether it is the new peripheral that came out from Nintendo, the little stand that's coming out this summer. Looks kind of cool. I guess it's fine. I guess it's a good thing finally we get a licensed stand for this. I can't believe it took so long for a charging stand to come out, but hey, at least it's coming. What about Dead Cells? Have you played it yet or not? You should check it out if not. And then also let me know what you think about the FTC warranty changes by both Nintendo and Sony. Still waiting for Microsoft. I haven't seen anything from them yet, but I have a feeling they'll probably follow suit as they have, since it seems pretty easy to change some wording, and I'm sure you can kind of still get out of your warranty. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.